Um, okay, so I'll re-welcome you all again. Thank you for joining us today. And we have a very expert speaker today. Let me introduce her to you all first. Then I'll jump into the topic of today. Okay, so here we have on the seventh day of National Nutrition Month. I would like to welcome our expert speaker of the day, Radhika Srinivasan. She has done her master's in food science and nutrition and postgraduate diploma in sports nutrition. She has an experience of 15 plus years. She's an avid trekker. She has covered various summits to her credit, and she's passionate about cycling and marathons. She has her own firm, Soul Food, based in Pune, which works both physically and virtually. Okay, her expertise lies in weight loss, diabetes, and other lifestyle disorders, and as well as sports nutrition. Being a certified pranic healer, she heals people of their pain to lead a peaceful, happy life. By being a certified special educator too, she has worked with differently able children with respect to their diet and special needs. She always believes in living life to the fullest, leaving no stone unturned. Her vision is to empower people to heal themselves through diet and various holistic tools. So we welcome to the show Radhika Srinivasan. Happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Jyothi. It's a pleasure and honor to be on the show. And I feel really special being here and sharing and having me on the show. Thank you so much. A big thanks to you and your entire team who supported me so well. Thank you so much.
The pleasure is all ours. So, today's topic, we all have circulated the brochure and you all might have seen it's all about self-healing. So, what is the self-healing is all about? Okay, let me put it this way. Our mind is a sum total of our thoughts and the thinking process. Okay. The mind is a sum total of our thoughts and the thinking process. Do you all agree? We are what we think. If you agree with me, type yes in the chat box. Are we what we think? Yes. Okay. So if that is the case, if we have no control on over our thoughts, we are not a boss of our thoughts. Is it right? When we are not a boss of our mind, means our thoughts are influenced by outsiders. When I say it is influenced by outsiders and external things, it means we are not creating our own thoughts, neither our own future. So this comes to the topic of today. So my first question to you all is, do you all want to be a boss of your mind? If you want to be a boss of your mind, say yes in the chat box and reply to us so that we'll get to know who wants to be a boss of their mind. Okay, almost everybody says yes. So, Radhika, would you like to talk about this how we can be a boss of our mind?
Yes, very powerful question. And the word boss itself is very powerful, right? It gives you a feeling of an authoritative figure and adds power to it. And as rightly Jyothi said that, do we want to be boss of our own self, our mind? Imagine having the power, giving it to the mind when the mind becomes a boss and you listen, which is not a very happy situation, right? Because somebody else is controlling you. But at the same time, imagine you can take care of the mind. That means you can really achieve a lot of things. The entire session today is around this. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. We will put everything together. It's just started with this word boss, but believe me, at the end of the session, each one of us should say, wow, I'm the new boss. That itself will give you a power, right? So yes, Jyothi, I mean, that's a very nice question thrown to the audience, and we will solve the puzzle and ensure by the end of it, all of us says, yes, I am the boss.
Yeah, we are eagerly waiting. So, as we started with this, let's talk and enlighten our audience today. how this mind causes illnesses.
Yes. Do you all agree that the mind plays all dirty games with us?
Of
I think
course.
most of us will agree with it, right? And you know what? The beauty is the same mind, that little mind, can be our enemy and our friend. The choice is ours. Unfortunately, we sometimes let go of this choice and fall into this trap. And the simple thing that happens by falling into trap is you let go of the power of your own thoughts. You let the mind start psyching you. It actually starts playing with the body. And why I say so is just one trail of thoughts can cause a disease. Imagine the power of thought that the mind can trigger. It's that single thought which changes a whole lot of things, starts manifesting things at the emotional and the mental level. We don't even realize that. Because throughout the day, sometimes you see, oh, I'm feeling low. You don't realize what triggers you're going in the mind and what is it doing to your body. You again come back to the sad state. So it's like a compounding that you keep doing on and on. And then one fine day you say, oh, I have a migraine. And you wonder, where did this come from? So yes, the mind can play dirty games and it can really bully our body. Trust me, it bullies the body, leading to physical manifestation. That's how powerful a negative thought from the mind can completely damage. And by then, the body is already in a disease state. And we say, my body is in disease, but we never realize who created that. And yes, Jyothi, I completely agree with you that the mind can cause lot of disabilities, even diseases and other metabolic syndromes, and the mind does too. But I don't say the mind is bad because it's about training the mind. The mind can be good as well. So yes, it is a culprit.
Mind is part and part of our body. So we obviously blaming mind is blaming ourselves. So
Correct.
guys, this having said this, it's not only applicable to diseases and disorders here. Say for example, you have gone to your office today, and there were some uneventful things, and there are some things which are unpleasant at your professional atmosphere. Thinking the same thing, and if you carry forward all these things to home, thinking that, oh, what a irritating day, what a frustrating day, and just carrying that thought itself will make the person be in the same state for the whole day. Whereas if you can leave it there, don't bring your office home. Have you all heard, might have heard this statement many a times. So it applies to everything. So if I feel I'm so tired today, I won't be able to do it. I carry that thought also the day. Whether I'm tired or not, I recovered from it, doesn't matter. I still remain tired. That is the power of thought. So be very careful while we choose our thoughts today and manifest. So as we are talking about all these things, and since we know like our mind and thoughts are the culprits, let's discuss more about Radhika and throw some light to our audience today how we can actually self-program our mind.
Yes, very true. Like any other programming, right? We feel, oh, there are these people who know programming on computers, all different ways. We all have that power. Unfortunately, we don't realize the impact that we're having in powering our own mind. We don't realize that all of us have a typical pattern of behavior. When I say this, let me give an example. Many times I say, oh, I went to work and this person was bad to me. Okay, that can be one instance. You come back and in the bus you're traveling or in the car, oh my God, I was driving right, but this other person was bad to me. I could not. You reach home, you say, I'm so good, I do everything. My family is bad. So you see, at every given point of time, it's a programming. We actually psych ourselves that in any given environment, we are looking, the mind says it's the other person. We never realize it's our own programming of how we're thinking. It's the same person in different environments. Until and unless many times you pause and you think, am I seeing a similarity? And that's why when I mean programming, sometimes we tell ourselves the same story and we start believing that story. And that's programming. And actually, we start living that story. So it's very important, this programming is the keys in our hand. How we program is also a trick to this. So programming is very, very crucial. Maybe over a period of time, many times it is unlearned. Like you don't realize, maybe it's conditioning, it's upbringing. There are many environmental factors that do this programming. But trust me, programming can be reprogrammed. That's the beauty that we have. So yes, there is programming, but there is a solution for all.
That's so nicely said, Radhika. So as Radhika said, there are many things that we learn, but sometimes in life it is very, very essential to unlearn what we have actually learned and relearn the new things so that we can get adjusted to the new stuff that we want to try on. So unlearning is very, very important before we start relearning anything, guys. So as we go ahead, Radhika, can you help our audience know some tools and techniques through which they can reprogram their mind?
Sure. Luckily, all of us have gadgets nowadays, it'll say time to upgrade, time to upgrade. And we're like, yeah, I need Wi-Fi. We need to upgrade. Most of the gadgets give, but unfortunately, the mind doesn't throw a bubble. Time to upgrade, We do not realize that. We have so become tuned to external factors telling us time to upgrade, time to use tools. Trust me, this whole family of holistic nutrition that we're talking about, there are such beautiful tools actually to do this. And they're very simple tools. And all of us know the tools, but unaware of how to use. I'm going to do it very brief. Most of our computer systems, our iPads, our phones, when it doesn't work, what do we say? Delete everything on the system. Or we say buy a new phone. Unfortunately, we can't buy a new mind and a body. We can delete stuff. That's the beauty. And now, you'll ask me, Radhika, but we don't have a button to delete. Yes. Unfortunately, we just have toes, fingers, thoughts, eye, five senses. We don't have still a trigger button to press and say delete. There is a tool. The simplest thing, if you realize what happens, let's look at how this process starts. Why are we having negative thoughts? Why do we have negative? Basically, there are some instances in life. A simple thing, being at home, maybe with your sibling, your partner, or office. There is something that happens and that hurts you. And that hurt, resentment you carry in yourself, and there is pain because that feeling triggers a kind of emotion, and then you have this hurt. What happens? You carry this for many, many times. You don't forgive the person. You are living with that, right? So the first tool to delete is to forgive somebody. What happens actually is every time we are hurt, we bottle it up, we revisit it whenever the person is in front of us or we talk to the person. And then what happens is we trigger the same emotion. The same emotion triggers the same kind of lower emotions in us, right? And that's why we say important. The first tool is to forgive. Forgive people. That's the best thing, to delete things from your system. And when you delete this over a period of time, the forgiveness helps you to dissociate from that incident. And no longer you feel emotional. And no longer do you have those hormones that make you sad. So just as you say, there is nothing like a sad hormone. It's actually the absence of a happy hormone that happens. Forgiveness helps you get back that happy hormone. So the first tool I would say in this case is forgive somebody. It's very powerful, It helps you to heal well. And you may ask me, how is it that I can forgive somebody, right? It's very simple to forgive people. The most important thing that you do is express it. Maybe you're not able to talk to the person. Write it out. Write it with the same vengeance as you want to talk to the person. With the same emotion. Write everything out. It's also known as the unposted letters, okay? Just write and discard. No need to share it with anybody, but at least it is deleted. That emotion is deleted out of your system. So forgiveness is a very, very powerful tool, okay? So that's a simple thing. When you have to delete something from the body, mind, just forgive a person. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's doable. You have to keep doing it time and again and again and again. The more you do, the more consistent, works very well. Once you do that, there is another powerful tool in the same delete process, that is acceptance. Most of the time, we don't even accept our own self. I am not good at this. That means you are inviting trouble for yourself. I am not better than the other person. Imagine we don't even love ourselves or accept ourselves. How will the body feel? The body will say, oh my God, I do so much. There's no appreciation. And that is another trigger point for a lot of negative emotions. Any negative emotion, what does it do? It just gets you the hormones of stress, anxiety. Then you say, I'm feeling very strange today. You don't realize you have generated that negative emotion and the hormone because you're not even accepting yourself. This I'm saying in a normal condition. Even in many of the disease conditions, we don't accept that I'm not well. It's okay, you're not well. How about thinking, let me accept and let me work on it. So trust me, there are two things that are so powerful. When you accept something and act, go with the flow of it. You will see how well you can come out of it. There are miracles that happen. So remember, very simple two things, forgive and accept. These are two practices that will help you delete things from your system. Do you all agree to it? Have you ever experienced something? I would like somebody to at least say how whether they agree with what I say, and does this resonate with you? So So that's one tool that I would like to say. Although sounds easy but doable, it is a little tough, but practice helps you get into this zone. So coming to the next tool, what do we generally do, right? It's once you've deleted, you need a new format, right? As C++ became an old language, there were new languages. Now our body needs a new language. It has to say, okay, fine, you've deleted, but tell me something to hold on to it. Let me, breathe in and assimilate those things. Simple things. And those simple things, the two things that we generally do are very commonly, the people say, Arey, just meditate. But trust me, there is a reason why this is said. Meditation and breath work. I'm not going to get into details, but just telling you these are simple things. There is a very beautiful saying that says, if you want to control your body, control your mind. And if you want to control your mind, control your breath. Trust me, it's coming down to just controlling your breath. That is the power. And that is a simple tool of formatting. So once formatted, you're good, right? Then it's about just being in that zone. And then you recreate yourself. That's the new me. That's the way you are going to use these tools to create a new me. And that starts the process of healing. So in simple words, delete the emotions that hurt you by just forgiving and accepting. Go to formatting, that is with be in the now. Pay attention to your breath. There are many meditations. Different things suit different people, but these are the two broad things that you can do. And the final stage is format, the new you. How do you do that? Look at what you want to be. Affirm new things. Visualize yourself as a strong being. So these are the three things tools I would say one needs to concentrate on. Not going on to elaborating it, but just giving an overall picture of what the process is like.
Okay. Wonderful, Radhika. That's so nicely narrated, guys. So you have three things to do. One is the delete format, delete the existing negative emotions that we have. We create some space in our own mind. Before, if you want to fill your home with a new furniture, what do? We first remove the old existing furniture, is it not? Similarly, if we want to do something new and reframe ourselves, the first thing that we have to do is decluttering our mind. And that is what we can do through meditation, is what is given by Radhika. I have lots of network issues today, guys. I'm so sorry, but if I follow it right. And the second thing is delete formatting. Formatting, to format yourself, the two tools that you can use is one is forgiveness. We always have so many things around us and we keep blaming, and it's of no use. We all know whether it's we do the mistake or the other person does the mistake, it doesn't matter. It's all the damage is done. So let's forget it, come out of that situation, accept that this is what life is all about, and keep moving ahead. That's where to forgive, to have more consciousness, start doing the breathing. And then the third one, I hope you're mentioning about creative visualization, is it? Radhika?
Yeah. Affirming
So
and
the
creative.
three tools and techniques.
Yes.
Yeah. So wonderfully put it across. So these are the three techniques. It's so easy to say, guys, but I really want you to help our audience, Radhika, by actually specifying some activities to what they can actually achieve these three things: the deleting, formatting, and accepting and reframing themselves. Can you tell them few activities where they can indulge themselves so easily so that they can come out of this and reframe and redesign themselves?
Yeah, I agree with you that there are much simpler things to do. When we say be in the present, what do we say that? That means doing something that you're so passionate about. It is also meditative because simple things like if somebody is fond of cooking, trust me, go enjoy, be in the space because you are putting in all your love and affection in that cooking. At that point in time, you don't have thoughts of what did that person do this morning because you are passionate about it. That is one classic. I have seen it can be cooking, can be a therapy for men. Host parties, call over people, sharing. That will again make you happy because you're doing something for somebody else, right? You cooked, you're serving with joy, you are with people, you are in a happy space. Similarly, sometimes even going and hugging a tree. You want to be alone, you want a hug. Go hug a tree. Because at that time, the energy that it gives you, and it's you don't have to think in hugging, how will this tree think? There is nothing, right? Nobody is looking, even am I tight, slow? How is it going to respond? Do simple things like that. Another thing, if you like going for long walks, be with the nature. These are some moments where you realize, look at the sunrise, probably even spend time introspect. These are absolutely meditative. In the runner's world, trust me, there are few people who say, oh, running is meditative. And you actually see runners who keep running and they don't even realize who's running along with them because they are in a meditative state. So pick up a passion. It can be as simple as painting. Spend time with yourself. Do things that you love the most. And slowly you will get into a meditative space because by doing this thing, you are present only doing that activity. You're not thinking about the past or the future. It's only when the fear, right? Either you are thinking of the past where there is unpleasant memories or the fear of the future. But any engaging activity where the mind, body, and soul is into that activity, and that can be different for anybody, right? It can be even dancing. Go join a dance class. There are so many childhood wishes we have. We couldn't dance then. Nobody stops us. Age no bar. Go back, dance. It's again happy hormones. So there are many small things. You do not have to do anything big to be in a meditative state. Listen to music. So each one has a calling. Just sit down and write down what are the things that make you really happy. And you will realize, oh, this is my happiness. And say, that is my meditative state. Start meditating, enjoying that moment. And then slowly you can actually get into the real meditation where you say, oh, now I can sit with awareness. First, enjoy being with yourself and slowly move to the actual meditation process. So, Jyothi, these are very small things people can start with and slowly transform themselves and get into the true meditation.
You might say them as the smallest things, but they are the most toughest things, Radhika. Very, very tough. See, guys, we all have a routine in life, right? So we keep moving. Okay, we have a time to get up. Okay, this is the thing to do. Then we have to rush to office, or we have to send children to school. Then do this work, do that work. So they have a routine. But how many of us actually structure a day the way we wanted it, the way we like it? That's what makes the change. As Radhika rightly said, cooking can also be a meditation. When we consciously do something, when you be there in that moment, right, your mind frame is there, like I'm cooking, and all your heart and soul is there into the cooking. That's what becomes meditation. Their mind is not wavering here and there. We are not distracted. We don't have any dislike while doing this. So when we do things just for things' sake, it will become stress. When we do things for the sake of ourselves, it becomes a pleasure. So that's what is the line in between to draw and to cross to achieve this. So, as we are discussing this, there's this, something, as we are talking a lot about being in a meditative state. Most of them, they have a different perspective of being in the meditative state altogether. And most of the people, they think like, okay, we have to sit aside, we have to keep our eyes closed and be in a state of peace, mind, and then we have to do something, and we don't get time to do that and all. So, and they just keep doing it. So, can you help people like how they can actually achieve this, how frequently they can do, how often in a day, how they can actually segregate and plan and actually try to practice this with the simplest measures?
Yeah. So that's the key, right? All of us play different roles. Being a woman, you will play the role of a mother, a wife, a daughter-in-law. So every day we get up and we are in this auto zone, right? Automatic. And being a man, you play similarly. Being a man, you play the role of a husband, a father, a brother, a son, and who. We are so automated that you never think, what is me time? There is never on a to-do list that says, this is my time. Correct? So simple thing to do is have a to-do list. It can be as simple as, going for vegetable shopping, making lunch box. When you see and write for whom you're doing it, you will see in 24 hours, you've never done anything for yourself. You have never taken care of yourself. And that's where even the body says, oh God, she has no time. Imagine, even the mind starts thinking. How many of us actually get up and say, oh, I love myself? We don't. We want somebody else to tell us, oh, I love you. Have you ever said that? I'm telling you, trust me, get up in the morning, first thing, look in the mirror and say, I love you. Your day goes, because already the body says, oh, somebody loves me. So simple thing, even if it's 15 minutes, say that is me time. I'm sorry, that's the time for myself. What you do in that is irrespective. You can just listen to music, be there. Trust me, first healing starts when you're with yourself. It is the time to introspect. A lot of decluttering happens. You can even get a peaceful sleep with it. It can be just before bedtime also. Not necessary through the day. You have done all your duties, but thank your body. Thank yourself. And that will release. And at that day, do an introspection. Let go of things. Tell your subconscious, I'm done with this negative emotion. Program it, say, I'm happy. Tomorrow is going to be a happy day. Simple words that you have to do. But to-do list should have a bold me. This is my time. Very, very important. Start doing it and it will work. It will work. You will slowly become the boss. The question that we started with, this is an answer. There is no big degrees we need to become this boss. Good. This is a school where we can do everything our way.
Yeah.
So it is important that a me time for yourself has to be done. And that helps you to be here and now.
Yeah, absolutely, Radhika. Actually, after hearing you, I was remembering one of the episodes that recently happened with me. Like I'm a nature lover. I love raising my plants and I live with my plants most of the time. Because of the heavy rains this time, all the plants have become totally okay. When it rains, we think, okay, there's a lot of water coming to the plants, and we just don't take care much. We just, okay, they're anyway surviving. Listen, guys, nature has a great healing power. At the same time, they also need the positive energy from us. When I don't look at the plants, which I look at usually every time, the leaves started becoming yellow. They started falling drop. And 2 days I observed, third day I went and I just started looking at them. I didn't even speak. I usually speak with my plants, okay? I have that habit too. But I didn't even speak to them. I just started looking at them. And they were set all right within no time. That is the power of healing that nature has. It is everywhere around. It's just that we should know that we can use it. Of course, when we start using it, it becomes a self-betterment for us and also for everybody around us. The environment becomes a safer place to live. So, as we are discussing all the things, I would like to share any of your personal experiences, Radhika, which has made you a person who we see today. What has actually, how these things have changed your life? Could you share your story with us?
Yeah, there were times when the mind was a boss. And I realized what a disastrous state I was in. And I said, boss at workplace, boss at home, and mind also becoming a boss is very tricky. I said, this is very not a good spot to be. So let me share some of my very recent experience. So trust me, self-healing is ongoing. So there is never like, I can just do it for a month. So it's like that. I'll share a very recent experience. Although I'm not a very good runner, but I wish to be one, okay? And I'm a person who runs alone, and I'm very scared of events. I have a super phobia of events. As the event day comes closer, this is as recent as the Hyderabad run. I got a cold out of stress. And this is just 48 hours before the event. I'm sneezing, running nose, fever. I don't know from where I got. And I knew where the trigger was, right? It was this anxiety of performing in an event. And then again, I was like, my God, I'm going to travel with 27 people. Can I board the train? So half of my mind is already has the fear of the race. And my mind is the boss putting in all the negative thoughts and ensure that I physically manifested and I'm sick. But the other half, who's still a slave but wants to become a boss, the other half of my mind says, no, Radhika cannot give up. She has to heal herself. She has to go. So I was like, no, I'm going to become all right. I don't have a cold. I'm finishing my race so much at so much time. So there is this war between the boss and the subordinate. And it's the same mind. I said, but I kept telling that I have to board the train. I have to get rid of the cold. The cold is gone. Yes, I did do other therapies. Like I went for homeopathy. I did acupuncture. I did everything possible. But all that worked only because the mind said, it's healing, it's healing, it's healing. I'm all right. Trust me, when I got into the train, I had no cold at all. And this is as to when people like, you said you have a bad cold. I said, yeah, I had to really work and heal myself with my thoughts also. Saying, Radhika, you have to go to Hyderabad. You have to board the train. And with the cold nowadays, everybody is paranoid, right? They're like, oh, maybe it's COVID. And they will not even let me board the train. So that's how strongly, and even my parents were worried. How are you going to go? Are you going to miss? I said, nothing will happen. I'll be fine. So I kept healing myself. And the words I said, I am boarding the train. I am finishing so everything was affirming stronger and stronger that I am going. And it worked. I did come to Hyderabad. I did run and I came back. So it works. The boss had to give up at some point in time. And it works. In many cases, I have seen myself. I'm a live example to this.
Wonderful. So great to hear the story. So, guys, you are the thought, you have the thought, and our thoughts are have the power to make what you want to be. So, believe yourself, start believing in yourself, make the right thoughts, make the right choices. That's what can make a better person than what you are today. So, with that, let's take up some Q&A. Radhika, there's one question. How do you let go of your past pain? Rachita wants to ask this. How do you let go of your past pain?
Yeah. So as I told you, any pain is associated with some kind of an incident, right? It is with the person or something that has hurt you. How do you fade this pain? Is by forgiving the person. It's something that's happened in the past. Initially, look at that. There will be emotion attached to it. But keep saying, I forgive you for this time, because we don't know what situation the other person was also in. And also people grow over time, right? That is past. So give them the benefit of doubt. Keep forgiving themselves and keep forgiving yourself. It's a long drawn process, but do it till the point the emotion dies, till the time you become a third person and you can look at that event without pain. Then you will realize, oh, move out of the situation and then watch it. Keep doing it.
Just to add to that, So forgiving is just for our healing, but that doesn't mean accepting that person back, right? Because of the wrongs that has happened.
Yeah, so that you leave it to him. The person has done wrong, they will face the brunt of it. You have forgiven for what that person has done to you. His karma will take care of the actions that he will have to pay for his wrongdoing. You be good to the person. You need not go out of your way to please somebody, but do not do something that that person has done to you. Forgive him for his acts. Trust
Mm.
me, there are ways that he would have to pay for that action. Let that person deal with it. You need not look into it. But you let go. And again, let go is not easy. You
Yes.
forgive a person, you accept. And that's why we say come back to meditation and breath work, because slowly introspection will start. Calm down. When you calm your breathing, mostly you'll see when you get anxious, when you have these emotions, you'll see your heart go thud, 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 thud. Your hands will become chill. And many a times when you calm down, you will see there is no anger. You are like, okay, start counting 1, 2, hold your breath. And then say, oh, let me not react, let me respond. It's a process. I don't say it happens overnight, but yes, this is habit formation, and you need to do just like you do your cleansing of the body every day. This is the way you cleanse your internal aura. Once you cleanse all this, you slowly will start emitting positive energy. You will see even other people change. Trust me, when you emit happy energy, even the other person will start responding to you in a different form. So don't worry about
Right.
his or her bad action. They will pay for it.
And thanks to Dhanya and Priya, they are helping me through the process. But then I did have this question.
I hope I answered your
Okay.
question.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
you did. I just have to
Ab-
be in this process of forgiving.
Yes,
yeah.
It'll take time
yes.
because
Exactly.
I'm not
And
able to let go. That's the problem.
You will reach
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep doing, seeking each day. That's the mantra. When we forgive every single day, after some time we don't even remember. You already might have come out of it. And change never happens at the other person's side. If that happens, if that is for that particular person. If you have to experience change, the change should happen from you.
Correct.
So
Right.
do your part.
Thank you,
So
Jyothi. Thank you, Radhika.
Most welcome.
you're most welcome. So there is a question from Prajakta: how to feel energetic in our busy daily routine? Just
So,
keep loving what you do, guys. This is one simple way. Of course, Radhika, you can elaborate more.
yeah, you're right. You're right by doing whatever you said, like do whatever you makes you fond of, right? But trust me, there's another simple thing. As soon as you get up in the morning, spend that 5 minutes in doing some kind of breath work. Because by breathing, inhaling deeply, you're giving more oxygen to your body. And oxygen is the mantra of all the energy, all the biochemical reactions that are happening. You need a lot of oxygen. Just be with your breath fire. Make it a fuel that is a super fuel, free fuel all of us have. Unfortunately, we take it for granted. So actually, just be with yourself. Do some kind of breath work. I would not say any kind of breath work. Be with your breathe and have certain counts. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Pump in as much as you can in. And that's like a turbocharged petrol. You have these simple petrol and the high quality. So that is the fuel that you have to give yourself every day. Do it for 5 minutes. And that is the ignition that says, okay, let's do combustion, energy, all the cells at the cellular level, you have energized yourself. This is a simple thing, but works well.
Yeah, absolutely. My dad used to tell us when we are very small, we all used to be in a joint family. Like we used to have a group of breathing sessions every day. All children have to do it. And that one statement I still remember even today. Like the one who controls, the one who have a control over their breathing has a control over everything in this world.
Correct.
And it's so true,
True.
guys. Just just believe in yourself and just improvise your one breathing technique that can bring on tremendous change in you.
True.
And there is one question from Samata. Ma'am, can you throw some light on the process of forgiveness? How exactly to do it?
So there are, as I said, there are simple things like you can even do an unposted letter. What does it mean by un? You actually write out everything. Okay, whatever you've experienced, probably you don't have the courage or you don't want to talk to the person. So you can write all the act and say, I forgive you for this act. You can even verbally do it. It's also possible to do verbally. You can, all the written thing also, you can burn it out also. So these are simple things. What is it is to just get it out of your system. Another thing is even talking to yourself and letting you know, before you go to your bed, you're in the conscious and then you move to your subconscious. So whatever you tell your mind, because the subconscious doesn't understand, it just takes your words. So even at that point, you say, I forgive this person for this, I forgive myself. So the subconscious only knows, I have to forgive. Simply as you get up also, get up in the morning because you're moving from a subconscious state to a conscious state. Again, go back with that. So these are simple things, actually talking to yourself, telling yourself that you've forgiven somebody. And just keep doing it whenever you feel the pain. So there is nothing like I have to only do it in the morning. Whenever that thought comes, I forgive you, I forgive myself. And these are either writing or verbally doing it helps you in the process of forgiving somebody.
Yeah. To start with, it's always good to write it because writing has a better control. When you write it and read out, you have a control. So try doing that rather than you want to try verbally. We don't remember that but when you put it on a piece of paper and put it somewhere, that becomes a reminder. And whenever you read it, you're actually doing it.
Correct.
This way it can work better. And there is a question from Yogi Taj is asking how to accept if a person is suffering from disease. How do we actually accept?
I didn't get you, Jyothi. There was the thing was choppy.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible now. Yeah.
Okay. The question is how to accept if a person is suffering from diseases like arthritis. They're actually going to and how do we actually accept it? This is the question.
So as we spoke, arthritis, it is for reality, right? There is pain in it. But if you keep saying, I am in pain, I have arthritis, why is this happening to me? You are constantly just ensuring the body is getting into that phase, right? As we all know, this again, arthritis has happened because of a physical manifestation is the last form, as I already said. There are certain thoughts, there are things that actually manifested into these joint kind of pains. Now that we have it, it is reality. We need to get it treated. We have medicines, we have other things, but at the same time, if you accept it and not resist it, I have it, but I have to get out of it. Do not say that, oh, it's a suffering. Why has it only happened to me? Just accept and ensure that you get into another phase, that I will get over this pain. I can come out of this phase. This is curable. These are the things when you constantly keep telling yourself, reminding the subconscious, say, oh, I'm healing. Again, it's the mind, right? How you tune your mind is most important. There is pain, but there is also the power to come out of pain. There are medicines. Medicines only work if you believe in it, if you feel you want to come out of it. And that is only when the healing process fastens. So mind plays a major role. It's an act between two things, where there is physically you take medicines, but emotionally and mentally you absorb the medicine better because you say, this is working well on me. So it is important to accept any disease condition. We created it, right? We could accept that. So now accept that you can heal it as well. It takes time, but acceptance is a beautiful way to do miracles. Accept the disease, heal, and come out.
So rightly said, Radhika. 1 second.
Yeah. When you were talking about this, the person has to actually come out of this. I was remembering recently, my mother-in-law was met with a femur bone fracture. Guys, she's 82 years. And she's such a strong lady. She was able to put down her feet the very next day after the surgery. Because that is a self-power. She wants to come out of it. They don't want to rely on anyone. that time. But the doctors were surprised. How were you able to do it?
True.
Anything is possible when you believe and when you actually wanted to do it. When you really wanted to do something, anything is feasible in this world. I just want to share this one anecdote with you because it really relates. So there is one interesting question I really want to answer that. It is from Aruna. Ma'am, exams are like events and some kids have phobias to take tests. What is the best way to convince kids that everything will be okay?
Yes, this is just like my running event. What happens is we create a phobia because the fear of performance, right? More than the exam, we are worried about the outcome. I should score, comparison, will I do better? Will I come up to my parents' expectation? So much pressure is on that, right? But what is important is how you feel about it. If you feel, I want to get a 70, accept it. So most of the times we are more scared of the outcome and the value that other person is going to give you because of the outcome. Negate that. It's just an examination. And trust me, sometimes it's okay even to fail an examination. That's not the end of it. But I don't say fail in it. But what I have to say is put in the effort. What is more important? The effort and the sincerity. What comes out of it is result. So please don't get anxious about this. Calm down, put in your best, leave the rest.
Yeah. And also telling children from the very beginning that gaining knowledge is priority than scoring marks. This one aspect really changes the way kids take their exams. I always tell when I get the marks sheets from the PTM, I don't even care to look at the marks. Trust me, guys, because they are not important to me. How she is at school is what is important to me. When we train children this way, there is no anxiousness for children and there is no anxiety for parents because they're learning and we trust that.
Like Jyothi, most of the times you would see during 10th exam, nobody bothers to wish the other kids. But as soon as the results are out, they want to know how much is the score. Have you even wished the child all the best? We don't do that. But with the WhatsApp, everybody 99. So please don't look at it.
Yeah. So there is one question from Hafsa. We'll quickly finish the Q&A. We have lots of questions, Radhika, but they are interesting, so I want you to address them. What would be the psychological reason why a person falls frequently ill with the same symptoms? Means some people they frequently get frequent colds and coughs. Why they fall and get the same symptoms is the question. Is there any psychological reason behind?
So see, most of the thing, like even cold, right? What are you actually doing? If you look at it, it's the same. There is some trigger, as most of the people say that there is pollen allergy, right? So when you're exposed to the same kind, but when there is no external factor giving you that kind, when you can't place your finger, that means there is some event or something that is triggering the same kind of illness in you. Jot down all the times when you have experienced it. See what happened before that. And many a times when you are emotionally stressed, also see what you start eating. Make a nice map for yourself with emotion. What happened? Who triggered it? When did it trigger? What did you eat? I'm just telling you, all these are ways. And you will be surprised to see this pattern happens because of the same thing happening over a period of time. So be very conscious, actually introspect and actually do a journaling of everything. How frequently do you fall sick? What is it that triggers you? What did you eat then? And when you actually do this jigsaw puzzle, you'll complete and you say, oh, I got a tummy pain. And then you'll realize who triggered it. The 2 samosas you had because you were so angry. And then you say, oh, this happened to me. So maybe one reason, I'm just giving you a very random example, but most of the times you'll see, there are many people I've seen, many of my clients say, I have a meeting and I don't know why I start sneezing. I get a cold. Stress, right? There is something that triggers into them. The immunity goes low. The body resists. I don't want to go for a meeting. So you just have to become more alert and self-aware and then map and you will find an answer. And then the mind becomes a boss. The right question Jyothi asked, right? We all need to ensure that we are the boss, not the mind.
I just love the way you narrated, Radhika. Awesome, awesome. Truly awesome. So there is one question. We'll just take this question, and guys, rest of the questions, please post it in the WhatsApp group. Radhika will definitely get. Guys, please kindly mute. Radhika would definitely get back and answer them, but we'll take one final question for today because we are really ending, running out of time. So it's from Anita. How to train children to have proper mindset, as even youngsters, maybe youngsters are talking about stress after the pandemic. They are mature enough to calm down their minds and self-heal themselves. I don't know. Is the statement a question? How to train youngsters to have a proper mindset? Might be this could be a question to answer.
True. Interesting question. And classic examples, even taking our own home setup during COVID times. You will see most of the houses, I may be assuming, but our children look at us where one parent might be super paranoid and the other parent is very positive. Now, what do we do with mindset? We said, how do I change this in my child? Are we able to change it in us as adults? Always, before we try and change something in the children, let's look at as a unit, are we all showing the same emotion? Are we looking at the situation from the same platform? Because the child gets confused, parent A is paranoid, not going out, but somebody has to run the show. So the parent B says, no, be positive, work on yourself, go out, we have to get food. Now this creates the clash in the child. So most of the time, what a child actually exhibits is from either of the parent. So that's the first thing that we need to do is come to a common platform, discuss it out. Even if one parent chooses, the child should know why the parent thinks so. So the child at least knows the rationale behind. Because many times a parent may have some kind of a physical ailment where he thinks he or she needs to be more careful, but the child doesn't know that, right? So it's very important to communicate to the child why this behavior and why we are taking this time. That will halfway solve your problem of mindset. Then comes the next question when the child becomes a rebel or says no. Probably talking to the child, give more explanation rather than saying this is a rule, make him understand the why of it. Most of the time because again, we become a boss, right? We say, no, you're not supposed to go out. But tell the child why you're not supposed to go out. So it's basically communicating and answer the why. Most of the children, they have so much curiosity, answer the why and the behavior changes. So that's how I look at it when most of the people come and say, oh, change my child. But I always see, where is it all coming from? And then you say, okay, let's look at this and then address the child.
Awesome. And I have one more point to add on to this, Radhika. It's always parents, children, or an opportunity given for all the parents to relearn. If a child is behaving particular way, it's not because that behavior has come from the child. It's because they have learned seeing the parents doing it.
Correct.
Please never forget the family environment, especially the first 8 years, whatever foundation you give, however practically you become visible, how you live, how you breathe, how you eat, how you get dressed up, how do you talk. That's what the child sees you and learns from you. So be the way you want. Be the way you want your child to be. You have to be that way first of all. If we are not doing that, we have no right to keep any expectations from children. I'm so sorry to say that, but this is the truth of life.
Yes.
So, having said that, I am so wonderful to have you, Radhika. It was an awesome session. I really loved it. It was such an insightful session. We have so many questions, Rachita. I know you're raising your hand. Sorry, but I cannot take this question now. But do drop all your queries in the chat box, in the WhatsApp chat. Radhika would definitely be there and answer you everybody in detail. So I thank you, Radhika, for being with us today. And I want to call upon one more guest of honor for today, Dr. Suraj Kumar. He's our mentor. He's our coach, or you can say the guru or whatever, who has introduced all these holistic principles to all of us. So I call upon you, sir. Please be here and so give some wisdom to all our audience today. Sir, can I have you here?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you. Right. So first of all, congratulations to the entire team of H3 who organized this Nutrition Week series of lectures. And Radhika, you've been wonderful. Now I am scared to talk to you. I mean, like you're speaking like a guru, a spiritual guru.
Thanks to you, sir. Thank you so much to you.
Okay, those are wonderful insights, very well explained and so put across. So you answered the questions also very well. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Few words from you, sir.
Yeah, coming to the self-healing part. Okay, so if you say the word heal or healer in West, okay, in European countries or in US, especially in US, you will be sued and you will be arrested. You will get arrested. Okay, you cannot use those terms over there. Okay, heal or healer. But the very word health contains healing. Yeah, there is heal in health. Unfortunately, that's where the medical care has come to. Right. I still remember one saying from Bible where Jesus Christ says one word. Don't worry about what goes into your mouth, what goes through your mouth inside, but be wary of what is coming out of your mouth. Okay. So see, nourishment happens at different levels. There is physical nutrition, there is psychological nutrition, there is emotional nutrition, there is what you say, knowledge nutrition, spiritual nutrition. There are different kinds of nutrition. What is nutrition essentially? Something which nourishes you. Okay. And we just can't say that, okay, have these many vitamins or these many supplements or these kind of foods or exotic foods or expensive foods that makes you healthy. Probably you are becoming a snob. Okay, yeah, you are batting to or you are playing for the crowd or you're playing for the stage. Okay, and I still remember one of the sayings of Mark Twain, probably, or by Shakespeare, I suppose. So he says that the world is a stage where fools perform and the audience choose to be, I mean, like the fools perform and the wise choose to be audience, right? So what happens, how self-healing happens, how this is relevant is we take our life very seriously. We forget to keep smiling and interacting with people, be gentle, okay, be altruistic, and and just be happy for no reason, right? So there is one wonderful saying, be happy for no reason. But if you are happy for a reason, that reason can be taken away and you will be unhappy again. So happiness is a natural state. Okay, as you rightly mentioned in one of your answers, that take care of the children till the age of 8. So there is one saying in our Upanishad, like Asta Varsha Varshe Bhavet Kanya. So that doesn't mean that by 8 years the girl becomes adult. So whatever learnings or whatever the experiences they soak in, either from parents, the environment they're living in, the relatives, the friends, and the kind of things that they are exposed to. These days, I mean, like even the toddlers or the kids, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, they're not even eating food without their mobile phone or iPads or watching something. So I don't know where, what kind of information they are soaking in. So one day I got really scared when one of my nephew, actually quite young kid, and he's playing a video game and he started shooting all the animals. And I mean, like, so what game is this? So he's saying that they are bad animals. They are supposed to be killed. So what is going over there? This is also a nourishment. So if you have this kind of contradictory thoughts or unproductive thoughts or non-nurturing thoughts into a kid's mind or into their environment, if you are feeding them, that's what is the body is created with. Okay, it's not just the food. Whatever the food that you eat, it is your emotion, because emotion is the language of your body. Your body understands your emotions, not your thoughts, right? Not your knowledge, not your information. Whatever knowledge you have right now, how you are feeling. Okay, I still remember Dania's session where she gave a wonderful statement. I really liked it. Okay, when somebody asked like, I am not creative and what should I do? And she said like, do nothing. Doing nothing is also an art. Okay, people find it very difficult. We all always constantly craving for data, information. So now you have two video cameras which capture 3D images from our surroundings non-stop, and nobody wants to close their eyes if they are awake. If you are awake and are able to close your eyes, that is called meditation. Meditation is not, what you say, a mystic science. Stay awake and close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, what you sense? You sense nothing but your body. Then you will come to know about your breath, your heartbeat. How your body is feeling, the pains in your body, the stiffness in your body, how the muscles are feeling, how your back is feeling. Only you start observing. That means you are going inside to check how the systems are working. And the moment you close your eyes, 90% of the energy consumed by the brain will stop, because eyes consume a lot of energy. And though it is only 2% of the weight of the body, the brain, it consumes 20% of total energy that we consume. Imagine, it's only 2% when it comes to the weight percentage, but it consumes 20% of energy, and 90% of the energy is because of your eyes, because it constantly consuming a lot of energy to get this data. So if we we circle all of them and we put them into perspective, it is not just the food, it is what you are seeing and how you are interpreting and how you are feeling. That is nurture. And if that is not serving you, you become sick. So today's topic is self-healing. So self-healing is very simple and it is quite inexpensive. I still remember Maha was speaking yesterday, the day before, when she mentioned that getting healthy is the most inexpensive proposition, provided you have right coach. Okay, so I was speaking in a hospital in a conference, and they asked me while giving my presentation, what do you think is the greatest gift to a human being? So I said like, okay, it is nothing but breathing. Okay, I'm grateful for my nose and that the fact that I'm able to breathe. And everyone started, okay, everyone breathes. What is so special about it? See, that is the problem with human mindset. We want extraordinary things to feel good, to feel great, but we never pay attention to the simplest things in life. Say, for example, why breathing is important, right? Pandemic, coronavirus showed why breathing is important. Look at the number of ventilators, oxygen concentrators, okay, oxygen cylinders, and the hospital beds. What people are craving for? Oxygen, right? They are not in a position to take breath. And now, right now, just close your eyes and imagine all the hospitals in the world and all the ICUs. People who have this tracheostomy done, plugged to a ventilator, taking breath. What do you think is their prayer on their bed? God, please give me one more chance so that I can take normal breath. But do we pay attention to our breath? No, right? Do we pay attention to our eyes, what we are supposed to see? Yeah, if whether the mother-in-law is trying to kill the daughter-in-law or these kind of soaps, or I mean, if men are watching, they're watching the politics as if sitting in their armchair, they're going to change the fate of the entire world. Right? So what, I mean, given a chance, what is it that you are consuming? The right kind of information that you are consuming and the right kind of emotion you are feeling right now in your body is what is the cornerstone for the self-healing. I know the topic is huge, and that is the reason why I designed this course called Holistic Nutrition Training. And it is a never-ending saga. But yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts. Sorry if I confused you more than convincing you. But yeah, these are my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being here. For whatever we have spoke all the 7 days, guys, the whole learnings, everything is from him. So we really pay our gratitude to you, sir, on this moment. Please accept. And thank you for being here. And guys, now I want to introduce the team who are behind us, who made this event possible. So guys, can you please come on to the spotlight? Nirja, Ajay, Swapna Rajaram, Rupender, Mansi, and Sirisha. Please come and show up your faces. I want the whole crowd to know who is behind the scenes, who made this event so possible, successful. And because of you, there is nothing is possible. I really want to thank my lovely team who made a dream come true for me. Rupender, can you add? Okay, where is Mansi? Can I have Mansi too? And we also have 4 intern students with us, guys. Um, Suma, Nikita, Nidhi, and Mohini. So they are all MSc students who have joined us and started learning and working along with us. And the team has been a boon to me, which is all possible. So I thank you all on behalf of you all to the entire team. Thank you, guys. And so as we end the session today, it's not like we are completely done with the sessions. It's just we wanted to plan the days of the sessions in a sequence, and we have done with it, but we are not stopping it here. So here after, because this whole month of September, we celebrate the Nutrition Month awareness. So because it's a whole month of event, every Sunday, 11 to 12, we are also going to come up with further sessions. So the next 4 Sundays, you have 4 sessions coming up. Guys, I'll get you the schedule very soon. Stay tuned to us. Meanwhile, if you really want to get in touch with us and want to know what we do, we run a fitness program, Holistic Health Hub. That's what the whole team is all about. We do, Nidhi, can you share the creative, please? Okay, so we feel like there are lots of distress, lots of diseases around, and lots of stress going on. The one easy way of letting out your stress is your physical activity. And people are not able to do it consistently, even if they wanted to do it. So for this, to create awareness of healthy lifestyle, to be oneself active, as we do the nutrition sessions and other sessions, we run a basic fitness program in a holistic way to educate people, to empower each and everyone how they can be physically active and lead their lives happy and disease-free. So it includes a combination of workouts like strengthening, flexibility, HIIT workouts, yoga, and cardio. This program runs Monday to Friday, every day morning 5 to 5:45 a.m. And also you get the recordings for that. This we don't do it. See, suppose this is very, very nominal charges. I shouldn't talk about the price at all, but I just want you all to understand what we are doing. So I'll just mention a word about this. If you order a grocery in Zepto, you get it in 10 minutes. And the guy will charge you 150 rupees for the 1 hour of work that he does, or half an hour of work that he does. And this program for all 3 months, we are charging just 1999 as an offer price for today, because this comes not even to 1 rupee for you if I calculate per hour. So it's just a nominal price because we don't get anything out of this, but it's just you have to show the commitment, and to show the commitment, we are putting this nominal price. So this is the program that we run every day. I want you all to be part of it, to learn the holistic fitness, to be the right way of living. Join us, definitely. There is you can stop the sharing, Nidhi. There is a registration form in the chat box, and also there is a WhatsApp link given in the chat box. Kindly click on that and register with us, and we welcome you to the hub. Nidhi, can you please stop the share? Okay. So that's all for today, guys. So we finished with the session for today, and we are coming up with a very special session this Sunday. It's by our coach Mansi Gautam. She's going to take a session on decoding meditation. Now we have learned everything about self-healing, and the most important point to self-heal yourself is to be meditative in whatever you do. And if you really want to practically experience how that meditation has to be done, do join us this Sunday at 11 a.m. and we will show you the ways out. So thank you all for joining us. Guys, we'll share all this information in the group, WhatsApp group itself. If anybody is interested, do join us and we are there right to help you all. Thank you all for joining us today. And I wish you a very happy Nutrition Week once again. Bye-bye and have a good night.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks the entire team. All the speakers were lovely. Jyothi garu, you brought them, such a insight, great insight
Thank
in
you.
life. Thank you, dear.
Thank you so much for the kind words. Thank you all. We are so glad that you really enjoyed all the talks.
I was so shocked when Dr. Suresh was here. I mean, I was waiting to talk to him. I was just thinking about him, but this universe, it just connected and he was there. I was like, thank you. For 1 second, I was shocked.
See, you look for the thing and the thing is there in front of you, kind of like the moment you want to do something, really, it happens.
Right.
So you have practical experience with this. I'm so glad you're.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
Bye.
Good
You're
night.
most welcome, Radhika. Good night. Nisha, kindly end the session.